This match, we have Sparx walking up to play for the first time for the stream audience. For folks who don't know, this guy is like the main Elliana right now. We do have Graceful Knight, who's also amazing, but right now Sparx has a little bit more on the board, especially because of Smash and Splash getting top 8 there. And it was actually CakeAssault who ended up eliminating Sparx there. This is a matchup that Cake specifically studied because he lost an online event to Graceful Knight like 6-1. And I think ever since then, he just put in the work to figure out how to DI out of these setups and how to absolutely abuse this massive character. Because Elliana's zone game is kind of impenetrable, but it's not even just that. It's the carries into smash attacks she can do, too, to close out stocks really well.
I think it's also worth highlighting that Sparx is very creative with how he utilizes Elliana's tools. So even though he's at a bit of a deficit here as far as the stocks are concerned, give him a little bit of room to breathe and he can make magic happen. But Cake knows that, and that's why we're probably not going to see a lot of opportunity for this Elliana to take a breather in this set.
If my memory is right, too, I think in the recent patch, one thing that was slightly nerfed was the air drift on Elliana as she's charging a smash attack, which is going to make those corner carries into kills a little bit harder to come together for Sparx. But right now, taking his time on his way back down and actually finding it, but Cake is in absolutely no rush, kind of just chilling on the other side of this stage. As we mentioned earlier, this is Loser's Cake, which is a very angry beast.
Yeah, and he has all the stage control in the world, just barely losing it, and by that losing his stock as well. But like, while he has control of all of those platforms and it's uncontested, as Sparx comes from like hella high or from hella deep, like he has all of that time to prepare where he's going to be positioned and then what his plan is once he gets his hit.
Yeah, there we go, getting himself, once again, a solid stock lead, but importantly, also having the full charge on the Combust ready to go. That works not just as a way to finish off a combo and like kill characters at like 80%, but it's also a recovery mix-up because you spread a smoke screen that Forsburn can then teleport to once without losing, without going into free fall, which helps him a lot, especially since he's being edgeguarded on that same side of the stage time and time again.
That was a great strength from Sparx as far as getting the damage on. Like, I am unbiased. I love Elliana.
It's okay. We all love Elliana.
But Cake is just moving around him so well and does not care for any of this damage. Like, it's almost like paying a tax so that he can get his turn to play again.
Yeah, it's like paying a tax, right? Yeah.
Because, like, he's going to move in. He's like, yeah, all right. Elliana dealt like 40. But now I'm back on the stage. And every time CakeAssault has stage control, he's managed to convert it into either big damage or a stock.
Ooh, right there, getting a parry punish. Getting the chase down, and wow, that was a heck of an option coming out from Sparx.
Call out.
That's just your wake-up super, basically. Like, no, you're not ready for me to come out swinging this hard. But yeah, the upstrong's going to do it, especially on a body as big as Elliana. It's going to make it even more consistent to come together. I know a lot of Forsburn mains kind of refer to that move as like being RNG almost because of how often the opponent pops out before the second hit. But like, I think you want to be on like, man, I actually don't know because it's based on which way Forsburn is facing. But
no,
like,
yeah, it's really particular spacing.
There's like one side of Forsburn where you want to hit it on, and then like the other side, like they're going to drop out every time. But that's something that I know SmashCon Wilby was telling me that he was getting Cake to practice specifically because it's an anti-air move that kills, which is so important to have in every character's kit, and like the up tilt at a lot of percents won't really be doing that. So being able to find that in the up smash, very important.
Right.
But we have ourselves... Yeah, Sparx's counter pick going to Tempest Peak, a very rare counter pick. First time I've seen this counter pick in like this year, actually. I don't see people pick this stage.
It's not a common stage as far as tournament play is concerned, but given the situation that's at hand, I actually think this is a really good pick for Sparx.
So the things to know about this stage is those side blast zones are actually very tiny, which is what Sparx is partly trying to abuse. These platforms can help him corner carry really nicely and put these forward smashes in inconvenient places. The ceiling, meanwhile, is really tall here. Survival DI on this stage often is just hold up.
And like, it's going to be super important as far as Cake keeping himself around is concerned, just because Elliana is able to pilot himself around this stage so well.
Because any character that essentially can fly, right? Absa and Raster, they're able to maneuver around these platforms so cleanly. And meanwhile, the platforms kind of act as like tar pits for the opponents to have to just get around to get closer to the opponent.
Additionally, the base platform is shrouded in other platforms that covers such a massive amount of space that like your control of the base platform isn't nearly as important on this stage compared to other stages.
And that's, I mean, that goes into what you're pointing out earlier. That was one of the big strengths of CakeAssault earlier, was once he knocked Sparx into the air, he was able to just rack on so much damage afterwards, using the up special as a way to just toss down a hitbox, and meanwhile keeping the pressure going. Sparx on the verge of taking the second stock off of CakeAssault before losing his first.
He's doing a really good job of just getting out of these sticky situations. Anytime where he's not certainly having control over where Cake is able to land, he just dips. I think that's really smart. There's no reason to contest close range space against CakeAssault. You're asking for trouble when that happens.
Yeah, and like the ejector seat is making the perfect getaway option there. Having more surface to attack against doesn't hurt either. And barely outspacing the back air. Beautiful stuff. Because the thing is, that was outspaced when he was overheated, so he couldn't even hover away. Oh!
Beautiful kill off the top.
Wow! There we go, and just like that, a solid a stock and some change lead, because I mean, it's 170, he's dead.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah. A stock and a kill move. But still a lot of room to play with for Sparx.
Right now, Sparx making this look like Game 2's successes. But you got to cap it out first. And he's on his way to doing it.
Okay,
Big shot.
That was so dirty because the entire platform was covered by that huge bullet, right? No option you pick there doesn't get punished by that being released. Okay, now I know. Ban Tempest Peak against Elliana. that was dirty, that very last bit.
I'm going to be real with you. That's a stage I love in friendlies. But you never see it in tournament play.
Yeah. I mean, I love that stage, but I also never make it remotely this far, so I just assumed it was because I was bad.
It's such a niche stage. There's so very few situations where you'd want Tempest Peak that you couldn't get the same job done on, say, Tower, or maybe Forest, or even Julesvale. Stages where like controlling the base platform isn't as large of a prerogative, but still very important to the overall play. And speaking of, Julesvale will be the setting for the final game of this set.
So I have seen CakeAssault get some very early stocks on this stage, specifically by like platform canceling like Dare on the edges of those floating platforms and just obliterating people off the stage early. But that being said, I mean, I think Elliana could do some of the same stuff just with some carryouts, but not going to get the chance that stock. Yeah, that is like the Smashville platform level of lethal extensions there. Being caught off stage with it is you're just being UPS to the blast zone.
Yeah, this is just a rough deal. That was... All right.
Okay.
CakeAssault looking to put on a hell of a show.
We'll see what ends up happening right here, but they're just both down to 2 stocks apiece, just like that. Sparx just sharking underneath that platform, catching these landings, this hesitation by CakeAssault to come down. Understandable given what Sparx has been doing to him.
Like, this stage offers so much opportunity to juggle your opponent, and then because of the nature of the platforms, that juggle is going to put you in a position to net your kill.
Beautiful response by... Oh, there we go. Yeah, there is still parries. And I'm like, wait a minute. CakeAssault catching on to that favorite escape option by Sparx, but Sparx not really caring, getting the second stock anyway. And being on the verge of taking out CakeAssault, let's not rule this out here. This could be the first time CakeAssault's failed to make top 8.
I would just say this right now, because I noticed at the beginning of the set, but both of these guys, they got their in-game tags as best of 3.
Yeah,
best of 3 sucks. And I'm just saying, the man who's not saying best of 3 sucks, making best of 3 look very valid right now.
Be careful who you talk trash on. Oh, the Steam Cloud actually catching the recovery right there.
Oh, just barely missing the up strong. Not able to secure it just yet, but he's still got an overheated engine.
The thing that's amazing is, I mean, the bouncy is valid in both games. If not only can you beat CakeAssault and make it a top pick, but you get $100 too. If that wasn't good enough, everything in the world on Sparx to be able to make this work. And you know, CakeAssault digging deep, finding
Cake is not giving him the opportunity.
The dunk, just like that. CakeAssault slaying Sparx. You see him fall to the ground, and CakeAssault popping off.
What a pop off too!
Oh my gosh! Being able to keep it together to the very bitter end in such a close set, such an abridged close set at that too. What an amazing play.
That was an insane ending.
And it's a thing that, like, people were like, yeah, Sparx was playing really clean at the beginning of the season, but we haven't seen him pop off like he did earlier. That set right there shows that Sparx still has it, even after the slight tunes that Elliana received.